Let's talk about using virtual reality for healthcare. We are now at this point. We have VR, we have the metaverse. So I am really glad to have with us Terrance Williams to talk about this. He's the man to go to. Terrance Williams is the founder of Meta Wellness. His company provides virtual reality platforms for mental health professionals so that they could host their sessions with clients in the virtual world. Terrance has been a pivotal pioneer in bringing telehealth into this next stage of technology, which is virtual reality. So Terrance, thanks a lot for joining me.
Thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So I've been waiting for this day because, whether you try to avoid the news like I do or not, I keep seeing like articles and posts and all this stuff about the metaverse. And loving the use of technology for healthcare. I'm very interested in it. I think it does have a lot of great possibilities. So I've been waiting for someone to show us how it is that you actually use virtual reality for healthcare. Because I know we're very much in the primitive stages, like we have a long way to go, but yeah, so I'm glad that you're doing this work. Maybe you could let us know a little bit about like what got you started in this, what got you interested in VR.
Well, the first thing that you said was you're right. We are like in the primitive stage of virtual reality, but it's a fun stage to be in. It's all brand new and it's all growing at a rapid pace, and it's just really fun. I got started a couple of years ago. My friend was like, "Hey, you got to put on these Oculus headsets, see this virtual reality, see the metaverse." He kept talking about it. I kept putting it off, saying, "Oh, whatever." I put them on and then I immediately got goosebumps. I was like, wow, holy crap, this is the next technology boom, the next technological boom. And from there, I started looking at companies that were becoming major players in the platform. And I was like, well, I just don't want to just be in this space and have fun with it. I really want to be able to make an impact and a change. And I had a couple people who were mental health professionals, and I would notice that they would always talk about having their telehealth sessions on Zoom and an iPad. And I feel like with all this new technology, it was just it was like a no-brainer, like, hey, we could actually use this technology to help people in a different way. So that's how I got here.
Yeah. And, with like, and what got you interested particularly for behavioral health and using virtual reality?
So that's a great question. So I've worked with behavioral health specialists. I've worked with people who just specialize in telehealth, just all different types. But behavioral, what I've noticed for them is that they are they use a lot of the telehealth services more so than other platforms in general. And the exact way that they're doing their healthcare is less restrictive than other people that are performing, let's say, they're having a telehealth session because they're doing something physical on you, like a physical therapy type of stuff. Behavior was completely to the mind. It made a lot of sense. And that's when I started getting a lot of people really interested in it because they wanted to use it for the behavioral aspect of it as well. So doing that has been a very fun ride, to say the least. I've had a lady the other day message me and say that she really just wanted to thank me because she felt like having the platform, being able to do the service in virtual reality really helped save her client's life. And she really sent me this to me, and it really just kind of just gave like a humbling feeling of, wow, this is really here and people are really using it, not just using it, but really using it in a way that's really impacting other people's lives. So it's been really great, really great.
Yeah. And when we think about behavioral health, like the ways that clinicians provide behavioral health, therapy sessions, clients can go to the clinician's office, and there's benefits and drawbacks to that. One of the drawbacks is you have to go somewhere.
Right.
And then and then you're still, when you go there, you usually plop down in a seat and you're sitting still usually. And the environment, you can't like cater the environment to the individual. It's like the environment's the environment. The couch is the couch and the things on the wall are the things on the wall. So it's even though like it's like, live in person, you're both in the same room together, it still has some static kind of aspects to it.
Yeah, that's a great thing. That's a great point, because a lot of the platforms I make, a lot of people don't even like the house or couch therapy settings. I've created mountain views where people are in the mountains, where there's roasted marshmallows, there's water.
Yes.
created this giant rainforest where people are just in this wilderness of this nature with you hear like the bugs moving, the birds chirping, the owls, you know what I mean? Owls owling. I don't even know that's what that's called, but so it makes it very more
hooing.
Yeah,
Maybe.
hooing.
I
It makes it
don't
so
know.
much more surreal, and people have been finding that being in these spaces, because when you're in there, you have a digital avatar. It's not your face; it's actually like a digital version of yourself. So people are feeling like I'm in this beautiful scenery in a digital state. What they've been finding is that people are being way more open and honest about their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts about being in this personal space, because they don't feel like they have to stare at somebody face to face, eye to eye, to get there. To be judged in a sense, right? It's less judgment when you have a digital avatar and you're in this beautiful, majestic rainforest with a waterfall in the background. It's easier to really talk about your feelings there because you can't really replicate that in the real world. So
some of the best conversations I had were not like sitting in two chairs facing each other, looking each other in the eye. No, like some of the best conversations I had were like sitting at the campfire or sitting like going for a hike together or absolutely. And then currently we're doing a lot of video sessions, which again, you're there staring at a screen, for the whole time, or on the phone, where you feel like you're really in separate environments.
Right.
Where I would imagine with VR, you feel like, okay, we're joining together in the same environment. So you could be mobile, walk around. We're in the same virtual environment and able to explore and do things together and pick things up and manipulate things and
absolutely. So I work with child therapy as well, and I built like interactive rooms that have toys and puzzles and things like that. So when the child therapist is having their sessions, these kids are putting together these puzzles in virtual reality, while they're also talking to them about their personal things, and they're getting real breakthroughs.
Wow.
With these kids there. I had people like, so a lot of the rooms that I built, like especially the child room, there's a playroom in there as well. There's toys, there's planes, there's dolls for the girls, etc. And they can literally pick these things up, move them around, interact with them, drop them, pick them back up, type of thing. So as if it feels like they're really there. And they're finding that just the whole experience of it is just so different and so mind changing that they're really seeing real results. So
wow. Yeah, that is remarkable. So it's just going to get better and better and better. Absolutely. Well, it seems like the sky's the limit. Like it's, really going to expand a lot. And then I know that they're coming out with gloves and, all sorts of things. And maybe they'll even get to the point where you can smell things. I don't know. And
language barriers, right? Because if I have the VR and I'm in China and I speak Chinese and somebody else has the VR and they're American, we can still understand each other's language, just being able to have these virtual reality headsets. So even the language barrier is being destroyed, where you don't have to take 10 years to learn Spanish anymore. You can literally have the headsets on and just talk to somebody, understand it in Spanish. So it's just really so much. It's so much.
I love that project that Meta's doing with that, where they're working with people. It's like open source around the world, working for the translation services for 200 languages. That's remarkable, because usually companies try to do it in-house. It's usually not just open source like that kind of thing. And a lot of the interpretation or the translating services is pretty clunky sometimes. So yeah, just being able to, like, as you're talking, it's translated. Wow. Like,
absolutely. It's just been that's just even like the tip of the iceberg, right? I tell people we're in the Atari stages of virtual reality, and it's still already so surreal, so incredible. So many companies are just diving in, going full force into it. Nike, Wendy's, Facebook, all types of huge companies are really, really putting their emphasis on this, because I really do feel like this is the next technological boom. And I think whether people like it or not, it's coming. So it's coming.
Yeah. So years ago, it seems like a long time ago, I used to tell behavioral health clinicians about Second Life, and Second Life has always been really cool. And because a lot of therapists have been using Second Life for therapy for a long time. The difference, and I don't know what Second Life is doing now, but one of the differences is, it wasn't VR. It wasn't where you have a headset. It's just where you have an avatar. It's an avatar program, but yeah, not a headset and so forth. And but I couldn't recommend that clinicians in the United States use Second Life for therapy because of HIPAA law and then all, which is federal law, and then you have state privacy laws around healthcare information and the handling of that information. So for our viewers, thinking about metaverse and virtual reality programs, this technology is absolutely awesome and powerful and effective and can be incredible for therapy. However, you do have to consider the privacy laws that you are obligated to follow. So if you are a HIPAA covered entity, you still have to comply with HIPAA law and state privacy laws and privacy regulations with your license. So I do hope that at some point in the future, Meta would provide platforms for industries like healthcare in a way where the data is truly private, where they will provide a HIPAA business associate agreement. So one of the fundamental requirements for using a technology vendor for healthcare, according to HIPAA law, is that you at least obtain a HIPAA business associate agreement from the vendor. So as far as I know, I could be wrong, I don't think Meta does that yet. But hopefully in the future they do that. But that's the clinicians listening, you have to do as you wish. But that's one consideration.
I had a conversation like 2 or 3 days from a HIPAA company that really gets you compliant. They were asking some of the basic questions, like, is there a way to turn off the location? There is a way to turn off the location. When users who are coming to me, they're concerned about HIPAA stuff, I give some examples where they can create a guest account where people to log in, don't record, those type of things. So we do try to do a lot of things to make it compliant as possible. And when we spoke to them, they was like, if your location is off and you are having these, they're using a guest login and it's not their actual personal information. And we do know that if you even turning on your Wi-Fi, they're going to be collecting some type of data from you, right? But if you're not actively sharing it through that, then from what they've been telling me, we're okay. But as you know, HIPAA can always come along and change things if they want. So it's very interesting. It's definitely still growing. We do provide ways to try to keep it compliant as well, but we do understand that people do have a lot of concerns when it comes to just even you're using Wi-Fi and your data being taken when it comes to stuff like that. It's a real thing. So yeah.
Yeah. So when you and I met very recently, Terrance, I really appreciated how thoughtful you are with this process and the ways that you help clinicians really mitigate the risk of information being shared and trying to increase privacy, like with what you mentioned there. So yeah, I really appreciate. And then also the fact that you work to create virtual environments specifically catered to what the therapist is looking for their clients. That's awesome. Because one of the huge obstacles for clinicians when it comes to using technology for healthcare is not knowing how to do it. So I mean, none of us, we don't learn how to be IT specialists in graduate school for healthcare. So hire it out. This is what I want. This is how I want it to look and feel. And then a company like Terrance Williams, we can create those kind of environments for you and kind of handhold you and your clients. So yeah, I think the work that you're doing is great.
Yeah, because that's the thing. People want, I have set platforms that people can run out specifically already pre-made, but there's also a lot of times people be like, no, I would love to have like a home view with a beach on the outside and all this other type of stuff, which I built for them. And they really, the sky's the limit. The creativity that I've been seeing from these mental professionals have been really, really cool. Some people have been wanting like this whole space feel, where you see like stars and like other planets and stuff like that. They've been really creative. So I enjoy that aspect of it. And I think their clients enjoy it as well. Being able to come in and not be able to sit into a conversation where you see somebody's office, where you're actually in a platform where you can see snow falling down somewhere and off a tree. You know, it's just a whole different aspect of feel. So they've been loving it, and I've been loving it too. It's been really fortunate to be on this ride so far, for sure.
Yeah. So let's give people an example of what this looks like. So Terrance and I are going to enter the virtual world here in one of his environments, and so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Welcome to the metaverse.
Hey, thanks a lot, Terrance. I love it. This place is great.
So this is the playroom that we call it. This is a room that we built for child therapy. As you see, you have like the colorful couches. You see the toys here. Little outdoor, nice view. This foosball table, I am able to create it so it's actually working, but right now it's just a standard, just sitting here. You see, we have our little fish. Hey, Mr. Fish back here floating, doing his thing.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it. It's nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know you mentioned like therapists can get their logo put up on the wall there.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'd be able to grab some toys. Like, now, are you being, in terms of the recording right now, is it from your viewpoint?
I see you talking as if I see you as if I'm talking. But the cool thing is as well, as if I can also set it up like this to where we're both in the camera scene. If you want to come over here to the camera, so we can both be in here as well. We can record it this way. You can flip it to that way. So yeah, you have the option of being able to control as well.
Yeah, like I can show people how we can grab this, grab a toy.
Yeah. Cool, right?
And move the toy around and then you put it back on the shelf.
Yeah. And the really cool thing as well is that people that have platforms, multiple platforms, if they don't want to be in this space, they have a gateway to their other space. This is another space that I built called Summers Beach. So it's always a click away to go to your next location if you have multiple platforms that you're renting or purchasing, etc.
All right, great. Yeah. And so basically, if they're in a therapy session, they want the traditional view where one person, say, sitting on the couch here.
Right.
And you're in the chair. They would just talk like this.
They would just talk like this and have their communications if they're here. And it's, again, this is your digital form. So I don't see you in the real world. I see your digital format, and you're able to put what you want as your username. You don't have to use your real name. A lot of people use a guest login, so it's kind of like a standard type of setting. But a lot of people get really creative, and they want their actual digital self, as we both did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And then there's way for people to like draw and.
Yeah, so I can really create
items.
this. Yeah, they can, as if they're holding, like, as you can pick up the plan, I can also have boards with crowns and markers where people can actually draw and etc. To have that type of look. You can really get super interactive with the things that we can do in here for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you want to go to the beach?
Yeah, so right now we are in the playroom of the child therapy room. This is going to be an outdoor view, and it's as simple as just clicking on it. So we're both going to go travel to our next location, and you're able to still go to these locations again with a quick button. You're into your next virtual reality platform, and you can bring your client with you as well. So as you see now, it's loading, taking us to the next space, which is going to be a completely different view. This is Summers Beach.
Yeah.
You see here, welcome. More of an outdoor
bench
view.
Here.
Yeah, the park bench. You got the sunsets. Gives you a real beach view with the lounge chairs. I have this blocked off because it's more for just having that setting of what you want to do, which is having that therapeutic session. So this is an overlook of the water, being able to look at the water there, but gives you kind of like a city view as well. And I can actually even put city sound background, the beach sounds as well. People like to go back and forth on the kind of sounds that they want to have in their setting, but you can have your own music played. You can have pop-up names where people will welcome you when you get here. The sky really is the limit to what we can really do. So it's just pretty cool.
Can people play volleyball down there? Can we actually play volleyball?
Yeah, we actually can. And I can actually take you, so like I said, these are like set settings. I can actually have it to where, people can actually play the volleyball. I can actually take you to another setting to where we can actually play basketball as well, that I created for some people. So yeah, anything you can really think of is pretty possible. Pretty possible.
All right, let's go play basketball if you have that set up.
Yeah, let's go see that. Okay. So this one is a platform that is more of like an apartment complex. It was that was built, and it's pretty cool. So let's show everybody this one. So as you see here, this is another quick way of transporting somebody to your next space. We're going to go to visit this area as well. We're going to take you to an apartment complex. That's pretty cool as well. Hey, welcome to The Verge. This is an apartment complex that in a building you see the stars on the sky. But this is a basketball court I was talking about. So if you was to pick up the ball and shoot it, missed. But the ball comes right back. So if you want to go ahead and try to pick it up.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go. And then just try to aim for the basket. Better than I did. It gets a little used to it gets a little
what did I do?
Oh, it's back right here. It's back right here.
Did I don't know if I threw it or not. Do you let go when you throw
it
then, right?
Hold it and then throw it. So like hold it and then just try to, when you want to release is where you want to kind of like shoot it. That makes sense. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. So now it's just more of like a slinging it harder. There it goes. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'm horrible at this. Oh, now you overthrew.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah, but if you want to come over here too, there is what we have like kind of like a beer pong type of setup as well over here. All right. It gets a little taking used to basketball. And this is like kind of like a beer pong setting, but you want to try to get it. Oh
yeah.
So we try to create these type of like play things where people can talk while they interact. And it comes,
yeah. I can't pick up. Oh, I gotta get this one, huh?
Yeah. Hey, there it goes.
I did it.
Better than me. Let's see if I can. Okay. So we see that this is your true calling, not basketball.
Yeah, I guess so. Beer pong.
Yeah. And you see how it takes away the things as well. And then if you want to reset it, you would just press that button right there and it resets as well. This is actually a whole complex. There's there's a kitchen downstairs. There's a right here. If you want to press on this, the elevator comes. You would come on over here, and you can come on over here, and then we can go down. And then this is the kitchen area.
Let's see.
Yeah, kitchen area. We have again our friend Mr. Fish floating around.
Winery.
Yeah, the winery back there. And then we have a nice little bedroom that we create for people as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I kind of extended. This one was more for just somebody who just wanted their own space, nothing for like mental health purposes, but they wanted like a hangout place where they can invite people to like come and have like community stuff. So that's why you have the basketball outside and the beer pong and stuff. So So yeah.
So can you set up your like Netflix accounts and stuff like that?
So Netflix you can, but not through this specific platform. But Netflix does have its own metaverse actually, where you can download the Netflix app and watch it as if you're really watching Netflix. So we would be appearing here, but in
Oh, yeah.
Netflix you would see it as if you're watching it at home, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. This is a great example. I appreciate it. So for you clinicians who are interested in seeing clients in a virtual world, this is what it would be like.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this will be, continuing to improve over time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Terrance. It's been great.
Yeah. Thank you.